Coming up, Kentucky State Police are calling for new recruits.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The Kentucky State Police are calling for new recruits as they look to build their 105th cadet class. The agency has seen multiple large graduating classes in recent years, but is continuing its efforts to strengthen their workforce and keep Kentuckians safe. Jeremy Toms talked with a KSP sergeant about the recruiting campaign and what it takes to become a state trooper.
Sergeant Michael Murrell joined the Thin Gray Line in 2001 and says he wouldn't change a thing about it.
I've been with the state police for 23 years, and I couldn't imagine ever doing anything different.
Now the recruiting commander for Kentucky State Police. He's helping other young men and women to take the same steps he did. Often lively steps at that.
You know, if it's a lifelong dream, you should have been preparing long before now.
The 24-week training process is not for the faint of heart.
It takes a motivated, hard-working individual.
But Sergeant Murrell says a range of career paths await those who are dedicated.
Drug enforcement or electronic crimes or our K-9 division.
Last year's Cadet Class 103 marked their biggest graduating class since 2014. More than 1,000 people now wear the KSP badge.
The way we look at it, you know, it's still not enough. We have a large amount of troopers who are coming up eligible to retire this coming year.
So they're offering a starting salary of $67,500.
Which is, you know, substantially higher than it has been in previous years.
And a new guarantee that your post placement can be at home or in a connecting post.
It does allow you to give back to that community, and people there know who you are.
Now, staying right at home can also mean finding a new home with the Kentucky State Police.
If you want to change your life, this is the path to do so.
In Frankfort, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
Sergeant Murrell notes KSP also offers an accelerated training program for those with prior law enforcement experience. The deadline to apply for Cadet Class 105 is June 30th.
We are tracking some mainly dry weather, but a few showers are possible, mainly close to the Kentucky and West Virginia border. As we go into tonight, let's go to First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. And again, for most, tracking some more dry weather this evening, but we are tracking some light to moderate showers for parts of Lawrence County, pushing into Wayne County. Also for Elliott County, a first alert for Johnson, also Martin counties, a few showers pushing into your direction. Also for Mingo and Logan counties over in West Virginia. Most of us right now in the middle to upper 60s, up to 68 for Jackson, also in Pikeville, 64 for Manchester, also in Middlesboro, and 65 over in Harlan County at this hour. So we stay mild for now, but we are tracking a cold front close to the Ohio River. Once that system passes, some cooler air is set to return by late tonight, also on Friday. And to kick off this weekend, lows to wake up in the morning in the middle 50s. Most of us say dry overnight, a small chance of a few passing showers or a few sprinkles, mainly in the Big Sandy Valley. A few more rain chances tomorrow. Also some cooler conditions on the way. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Our area was spared from the worst of this week's severe weather. Most of it ended up to our south and west yesterday. Don Franklin from Pulaski County Emergency Management says the county did experience some heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Even though there were hardly any issues, Franklin says it's important to always be prepared.
It's already been proven that for every dollar you spend in preparation, you'll save $6 on the response. But when we respond, we can see an immediate effect of the effort of the funds that go into that, because we've got a problem, we throw money at it, we put work toward it, the problem's resolved.
Franklin also urged that if the problem shows up without having an immediate answer, it's simply too late. Adult film star Stormy Daniels gave more combative testimony on the witness stand in former President Donald Trump's criminal trial in New York. After court, Trump once again accused the judge of being corrupt and conflicted. CBS's Michael George reports from New York.
The judge in the hush money trial of former President Donald Trump has denied the defense team's latest request for a mistrial. Manhattan criminal court judge Juan Merchan also rejected efforts to have the gag order against Trump modified. The order prevents Trump from speaking out about witnesses, but not about the judge, who Trump lashed out at again after court on Thursday.
He's a corrupt judge and he's totally conflicted. And I got to get back on the campaign trail. I'm not supposed to be here. We are so innocent. There's never been anything like it.
Testimony from Stormy Daniels, a key witness for the prosecution, wrapped up. Daniels gave more details about her alleged sexual encounter with Trump. The adult film star testified she felt shock and surprise when she came back to the Lake Tahoe hotel room in 2006 and saw Trump on the bed. She called it a power shift because she earlier felt she had control of the situation. The former president's lawyers repeatedly accused her of fabricating the story. "You're making this up, right?" said one defense lawyer, to which Daniels replied, "No."
Some jurors may have had sympathy for Stormy Daniels, and some jurors may have had contempt for her.
Daniels repeatedly denied being motivated by money. And when Trump defense attorney Susan Necklace pointed out that she was selling merchandise related to Trump's indictments online, Daniels replied, "Not unlike Mr. Trump." Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The presumptive Republican presidential nominee is accused of falsifying business records in connection with payments to his former lawyer, Michael Cohen. Prosecutors say Cohen was given $130,000 to buy Daniels' silence ahead of the 2016 election. Trump's lawyers argue the money was to cover Cohen's legal fees. Governor Andy Beshear announced a grant funding to 15 organizations across the Commonwealth. $750,000 was awarded to help support crime victims. The funding comes from the State Fiscal Recovery Fund of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Governor Beshear says this marks a crucial step in supporting those impacted.
Every crime victim deserves justice, but also the chance to rebuild their life after experiencing an unimaginable trauma.
Among the recipients is LKLP Community Action Council. They were awarded $30,000. Folks at the Sunshine Volunteer Fire Department cut the ribbon at its new location earlier today. The new facility in Harlan County cost more than $2 million. Funding officials say it was not easy to come by. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman says funding a project like this will fund the future of Harlan County.
Yeah, when you get a new facility like this, it brings a little bit more excitement and life to the profession. And so, you know, we all hope that some young people who are paying attention think, well, maybe I want to work there one day.
The Sunshine Chief and Assistant Chief say they look forward to continue doing what they love in the new building and hope to inspire young people to come and join them. Well, the Lieutenant Governor also went underground in Harlan County today. She visited Portal 31 and learned more about the history of coal mining in the area. She said it was one of the most unique experiences she's had during her time as Lieutenant Governor. Portal 31 in Lynch offers visitors the unique experience of touring an actual coal mine by rail car with animated exhibits. Officials in the Tri-County area of Knox, Laurel, and Whitley counties are working to bridge the gap from jail to the workforce. Dozens of employers met to discuss ways they can help people looking to re-enter the workforce. Aaron Pointer with the Targeted Services Branch says by helping folks after jail gain access to jobs and other resources, it could prevent them from going back to jail while keeping the community safe.
If we are providing people with opportunities and options, livable wages, and access to self-sufficiency and a better life, we're making our community safer. If we are providing trained and retained employees to our business partners, they're going to grow, right? They're going to want to be there. They're going to grow and elevate operations. They're going to be a good employer.
Pointer says it also helps certain industries that are facing staffing shortages gain employees. Kentucky State Police Post 9 is hosting its annual car show next month, raising money for the Shop with a Trooper program. The car show is on the calendar for June 1st, with a host of awards expected to be handed out to car enthusiasts, from Best of Show to Trooper's Choice. Public Affairs Officer Trooper Michael Coleman says the event is a great day of fun and fellowship with with all proceeds helping to buy more gifts for kids during the annual Christmas outreach.
It's going to be behind Applebee's there in the lower parking lot next to the river. So you've got all the restaurants there to be able to go up and eat at or use the bathroom or whatever. So we hope everyone can come down. We hope the weather stays nice that day. Hope everybody can come down and just enjoy it.
Registration for cars will take place on site June 1st at 9 a.m. Shirts and more will also be available during the event. Comedian James Gregory has died. We learned tonight from a post on his Facebook page that he died today of cardiac complications. He had a deep Georgia accent and was especially popular across the southeastern U.S. He was known since the 1980s among fans as the funniest man in America. Gregory was still touring and actually had a show scheduled in Laurel County next month. He had also just completed work on his autobiography. James Gregory was 78. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, the latest book from an award-winning author and former Kentucky Poet Laureate is unlike anything else she's ever written.
Plus, we are trending cooler to end the work week. Your Friday forecast on the way after this break.